So today is the first day that I've had my new YZ250 two-stroke at the track, and so far we've spent a whole time on the motocross track, and by the whole time I mean about 8 laps in total. It's a long lap, but it's such a physical lap. This is a new track, I've never been here before, and today we have new tires, new brake pads, a brand new bike, to me at least, and a new track, so it's a bit overwhelming. This is intimidating.
As you know, I just sold my CRF for a Yamaha YZ250, and this was my first real ride on it. Except that it took a bit of work before I even got it to the track. The first thing I put on the bike was a set of air bleeder valves on the forks. They let you easily bleed out the air that builds up in your forks as you ride and causes the suspension to feel firmer. It's not a tricky process at all, but did require the bars to be removed, and then you can simply unscrew the stock bolt and screw these valves in their place. I also complained about the dent in the expansion chamber in the reveal video, and sadly that hasn't been removed yet, because the quote I got was a lot more than I expected for just a dent. But to help prevent any more dents, I decided to install a tusk pipe guard. Personally, I'm really not a fan of how these look, but it should pay off in the long run, and coincidentally hides the dent a little bit. It was a very strange process, slowly bending the aluminium to fit the pipe and fastening the Jubilee clamps around it to hold it in place, but was an oddly satisfying job. I also bought a loose set of Michelin Starcross 5 tires, thinking I could easily fit them myself with a set of tire levers, since they shouldn't be as complicated as road bike tires that need balancing and are very rigid. So I started with the front tire because I thought it would be the easier one, and proceeded to quickly run out of light to film with. The truth is that after struggling to get the front tire on for a few hours, I had also unknowingly damaged the tube in the process. So I ended up at a bike shop to have them fit the tires for me instead. And that's where we pick up video evidence once again. While I was at it, I also noticed that the rear brake pads were splitting and the front ones were red, which was all the justification I needed to replace them. I also took the opportunity to give everything a bit of a clean and a fresh coat of grease before it all went back together again. And that is how I ended up riding my new-to-me bike for the first time at a new-to-me track with brand new tires and brand new brake pads. Not the best idea. The tires were incredibly slippery at first, and the track is much more suited to experienced riders in my opinion, with some features like a step-up that take a lot of commitment that I simply don't possess yet. The mix of the two-stroke and a demanding track made for a very physical day out, and only took about 2 laps at a time to give me arm pump and catch me out of breath.
But between all these new things, it's been a bit overwhelming. But the last session I just came and cruised around on this bike, and then I went back onto the track here, and that was my best session so far. I had way more fun. It's a very competent motorbike, obviously, it's a legend, but I have to figure out how to ride it. And now we're trying to find an outride, and these are all mine dumps, which I assume could be fun.
However, despite failing to find an outride and being overwhelmed on the track, it was loads of fun and definitely makes me want to improve.
Okay, now I'm back on the YZ250F that I rode a while back, and my friends on the two-stroke, because everyone has to try it obviously. I thought they'd be more similar, being Yamahas and both being 250s. Oh, and we're on the kiddies track. Problem is, all bikes are nice, because I could totally have one of these and I miss my two-stroke all at the same time. Oh well, good to ride them all.
Scary as fuck.
Huh?
It's scary.
It is that.
If my first experience of a two-stroke on a track taught me anything, it's that I need a lot more seat time to get comfortable on this bike. So the following week, I went down to a decent loop near me, where I could do sections over and over again, allowing me to try something new each lap. Riding a familiar trail means you can focus more on the bike, and although I'm still about 9,996 hours away from my 10,000 hours to master this bike, it has something to teach me every minute of riding. But anyway, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next ride.